what does it mean, really, to have a choice? And what is it worth? Can it even be measured? We ponder those questions just after this.
There's a special kind of thrill that comes with finally getting something that's been in your shopping cart or on your wish list for a while. And that feeling is even better if you know you got the best deal for it. That's why the savviest shoppers shop with Rakuten. They get the brands they love with the most savings and cash back. And you can get it too. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for connecting them with shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cashback. Start getting cashback at your favorite stores like Sephora, UGG, Levi's, and many more. Plus, Rakuten lets you stack sales on top of cashback, so you're not missing out on any other deals or rewards you might already be a part of. It's easy to use, and you get your cashback through PayPal or check. Download the free Rakuten app and never miss a deal. Or go to Rakuten.com to start getting the most bang for your buck. That's Rakuten.
Rex Sherman is a demon that walks among us. A predator that ruined families.
The Lisk podcast team was shocked by the recent news of Rex Heuermann's arrest in connection with the Gilgo 4 murders. After more than a decade of searching, law enforcement officials finally pieced together enough evidence to bring formal charges against him. I'm your host, Chris Moss, and the Lisk podcast will be releasing new episodes every week to unpack how Heuermann was caught. We'll track developments in the case, as well as conduct interviews with officials and witnesses familiar to all the troubling details. We are relieved by the arrest, but with new information coming to light every day, there's still so much to learn. Look for new episodes every week, and if you haven't already, please listen to seasons 1 and 2 of Lisk Long Island Serial Killer, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, this is Fred Greenhalgh, your host of Undertow, Realms podcast, taking you under the surface and into the weird and the wicked. I'm also co-creator of the series we're experiencing, The Dark Tome. Today's story takes us to ancient India and the story The Vishakanya's Choice by Roshani Chokshi. Roshani is best known as the New York Times bestselling author of middle grade and children's books, but she writes a mean story for big kids too, and her deft weaving of epic mythology and timeless human issues is at the forefront of today's tale. In this story, Roshani takes the legend of how Alexander the Great was slain by a Vishakanya, that's an assassin with the ability to kill with her kiss alone, and tells it from the Vishakanya's point of view. This episode features a full cast of regulars with the Stories of Mahabharata podcast, and original music, which my friend Avi Ziv literally transcribed from ancient Greek for the purposes of this episode. So, yeah, it's a pretty magical one. And the spell cast over you begins now.
The Parabellum will stop at nothing until they get you.
What aren't you telling me, Mr. Carter? What if something actually made it through the gate that night? What if that something got into you?
I didn't want it to go like this.
What's happening? Who turned off the lights?
Here, take the lighter. Do it fast, before they get here.
They? Did you rat me out, Mr. Carter?
Just do it, Cassie! Okay, you can't fight them, Cassie, but you can at least destroy what they want. Here, take it.
I flip open the cap of the lighter, flick the wheel, and a small red flame spits out. I stare at the dancing flame, thinking of all the things that unfolded in my life since I encountered the Dark Tome. The anger begins to ripple out of me, prickling the hair on my skin, like the moment right before lightning breaks a thunderstorm. And just like a bolt of lightning, I'm ready to crack.
Is this the choice you really wish to make?
Who?
Come with me, and I'll tell you my story first.
The book.
Will you come?
Cassie! Cassie, come back!
I'm not in Simpson Falls anymore. Hey, book! What's going on here?
There is no book, just me, Sudha. Thank you for choosing to follow me here.
Hi, Sudha. I'm Cassie.
I know how it feels to not have a choice. When I was a young girl, my parents brought me to a diviner who foretold my fate to be a lonely, fruitless widower. So, my parents brought me instead to the Hastinapur harem to become a Vishakanya. They thought it would be merciful.
A Vishakanya? What's that?
A weapon An assassin, a poison maiden whose very touch is toxic. I never had a choice. I had never known anything except the cold beauty of the harem's stone walls, until one day, Urvashi, the harem leader, came to me.
Sudha! Sudha!
Yes, Urvashi?
Sudha, your first mission has come. You'll end the life of a great man, a conqueror.
Me?
I wear red today, in honor of your virgin kill.
Do you have to call it that?
You should be proud. There are so many girls with bad fortune who never had this choice.
Did we ever have a choice?
What?
An honest one? A real one?
Sudha, our horoscopes were the same. Widowed early, no children, no prospects. Would anyone choose that? Don't be flippant. The kind of choice you are talking about belongs only to the kings.
Kings, she says. Maybe my husband would have been a kind man with a warm touch. Maybe he would have fed me salty corn and rose lassi instead of poisoned bread and toxic treacle.
Poison?
Yes, this is what it means to be a Vishakanya. We are fed so much poison that our touch is deadly. And it was ordained my fate to use that deadly touch. They started by dressing me in a red silk sari, a garment that seemed to come alive as it touched my body.
Yes.
It's so tight.
You are beautiful.
Beautiful? I look like a demon.
When you get there, the sari will guide you to the side bed. And when you're finished, the sari will guide you back to us.
How do you know they won't kill me on the spot for showing up?
Do you think I'd send you to your death? Silly girl. Come now. You're a peace offering in disguise. They're expecting you. Other conquered countries have also sent their courtesans as tributes. It has all been arranged.
Yes, Urvashi.
Into the courtyard.
Yes, Urvashi.
You remember the riddle?
It was when you first fed me the poison. You could do nothing to cure the pain or the cold sweats, save feed me a riddle.
Kings won't see it, but perhaps it is there. The heavens will never know it, for no one goes there. What is it?
They're equals.
It's a good one. You remember the rule.
Always.
Not what it means, when you felt it.
Of course. It was with the kitten.
Kitten?
You see, I had been here for maybe a year back then. I had spent the day sitting by a fountain when a stray kitten appeared beside me. It looked so lonely. It should have been a harmless caress. All I wanted to do was to feel the silky underside of its tummy. Hi. But the moment I touched it, it was dead.
Don't waste the poison. If you want to kiss something, kiss us. If you want to hold something, hold us. But never touch a living thing.
Not until your time has come.
Are we not living things?
We are weapons. We can't afford to live.
That was the first and last day I forgot the rule. It was the last day of my life as a girl and the first day of my consummate life as a weapon. Like any weapon, our deployment depended on the kingdom. The Kalinga kingdom hoarded their weapons, letting them rust and rest. The Odra kingdom hid their weapons beneath the floors, letting them listen and lurk. But the Hastinapur kingdom cultivated their armaments with silk and song. Every day the sisters fed me poison. The only thing that changed was the riddles. Even when I became accustomed to the taste, even when I did not need the distraction, I played with the riddles. To me, they were like mirrors tilted to refract the light and seek out hidden corners. A different way of seeing. Sometimes when I looked in the mirror, I saw a girl on the cusp of a murderess. But perhaps if I tilted my head, flipping the image in my mind like the words of a riddle, I could transform too. They transform me now. See how Urvashi dips my toes in henna and draws swirls of mango blossoms up my calves?
Don't wince.
I didn't.
Your skin did.
You must dance like an apsara. Mesmerize him with the rhythm of his own blood.
Yes, and sing as though you are summoning the heaven. Silver your voice and bar your throat.
Speak sparingly. The longer you talk, the harder it'll be.
When you speak, be witty. And never arouse his emotion, only his.
Enough!
Oh, sorry.
They were done with me. They set me loose, and as Urvashi told me, the sari guided my footsteps, tugging me out of the Hastinapur harem and into the damp jungle.
This way, you can't be seen.
Stop pulling me, I'm coming. An inky panther slid into the embrace of a banyan tree. Pearlescent moths fluttered past. My chest tightened. I wanted to sink my elbows into the ground. I wanted the rough roots to blur the henna, strip the incense from my skin. Instead, I stood still and watched my sisters throw fiery torches into the river, summoning the Makara.
Come to us, Makara! We summon you!
We summon you. We summon you.
Come to us, Makara! Come to us now!
Come to us now. Come to us now.
Makara?
Yes, Makara, a creature of the water, a monster made of metal, impervious to the Vishkanya's touch, and thus the only transportation we could use without revealing our nature.
Another assignment? Your emperor is less thirsty these days. Come on, get on my back.
I climbed onto the monster's back and it rolled its lantern eyes.
You're trembling, Vishakanya.
Please, don't call me that.
Poison maiden? But that's what you are? Let's go!
What are you doing?
Eating? You feel sorry for the little fish? You picked a bad trade to have a conscience.
I don't have a conscience.
Yes, you do. Silly girl. Silly choice.
A choice? I never had one.
Suit yourself.
The Makara brought me to where the river met an ivory port strewn with golden marigolds, pink carnations, and wreaths of jasmine. Unlike the stony beauty of the Hastinapur harem and its gold gemstones and silks, this city seemed burgeoning with all living things.
Here we are. Come on, get off.
Oh,
I hope the slippers are thick. A trail of withered flowers is rather obvious. I'll be here when your deed is done, Vishakanya.
I told you not to call me that. My name is Sudha.
Goodbye, Sudha.
America's real history is one of giants who overcame all odds, overcame slavers and robber barons. And what did we do? Well, everyone knows we invented the internet, but we also invented the middle class, the 5-day work week, the teenager, the automobile, and the space race, and we're just getting started. We've been through far more chaotic times than this one, with some of the most incredible leaders on the planet, and they're ready for us to pick up where they left off. Our real origins connect us back to reality, each other, and a whole new cinematic universe to empower and inspire. My name's Matthew Cook, and I'm the host of American Origin Stories, now playing wherever you get your podcasts, or you can learn more at realm.fm.
The Makara slunk back into the river behind me. I double-checked for holes in my slippers, then slipped off into the crowd. I went past the port, past the glittering amber tents sprawled across the valley. Silver reflection pools filled with ambrosia and wine dotted the shores of the river, while tables piled high with savory dal, crispy paratha, and creamy kheer lay near a group of musicians. The city was celebrating the victories of a man who would soon be dead. Dead by my hand. I caught a glimpse of a tent full of music. A host of Gandharvas played the lute. The horned asuras swayed and danced. I wanted to stay, but already the sari pulled me past the crowds and into an amber tent. In the back of my mind, I could hear Urvashi scolding me.
Before you is a glorious opportunity to bring honor to the Hastinapur kingdom and fully embrace all your sister's legacy.
But I fought the sari, even so. One moment longer amongst the trees. One more second of music, of life. But the sari had no sympathy.
Come now, stop gawking.
I barely caught the sign before the amber tent. Tributes to the Emperor Alexander.
Alexander? Like Alexander the Great?
He was an emperor. Does that mean he was great? I suppose that's what I went in to find out. Not that I had much choice in the matter. When I emerged on the other side, my skin crawled. Alexander was not a handsome man. He was young, but his skin was extremely pale. Only the broken blood vessels along his nose and knuckles broke the expanse of his graying skin. He sat on a throne of bleached bones, a conquered soldier's helmet beneath each foot and under each arm. Above him, 1,000 rib cages bolstered the tent, dampening the silk and staining it with marrow. This can't be right.
It is right.
Tributes queued in front of Alexander's throne, forming a bizarre menagerie. There was a man covered head to toe in gold, a man with coins along his spine, and a man wrapped in thorns. There were feathers of metal, diadems of glass, and outfits of flowers. There were people impossibly tall, impossibly short, and impossibly average. And then there was me.
Today I celebrate the win of yet another war campaign. And because nothing staves off boredom like company, I intend to choose from among you. I could filter you out by beauty or age or color, but I don't care for that. You see, after my wound was infected, I don't have much time left anyway. And perhaps it is my own impending mortality or my own boredom that made me realize that only the mind can give me pleasure. All else pales, withers, or rots.
See, I can go. He's going to die anyway.
No! I will not accept it.
You.
Sir?
Tell me, what is my worth?
Pardon?
What is my worth?
All the gold in the world?
Boring. You.
Me?
What's my worth?
You are worth your weight in salt, Your Majesty.
Boring. Boring. Boring, boring, boring. You, men in thorns. What do you think?
You're worth your weight in a man's blood, sire.
Am I? Shall I swipe my hand? Blood. No. I've seen all the blood in a man, and it weighs far less than me. You then, woman in silks. What is my worth?
I knew the answer to the riddle instantly, but struggled to say something, anything else. But my sari would not let me.
Well? I can't hear you.
Legends.
Speak up.
Legends. Your worth, your weight in legends.
Yes. I shall interview this one personally. Out. Out with the rest of you. Interesting.
What is, my lord?
No need to bother with the formalities of title. But what do I call you? Do toxins even have names?
You know what I am?
Naturally.
Why, Monkshood, Hellbore, and Oleander all have names, as do I. I am Sudha.
Very interesting. Oh, you are worried someone will step in and kill you. Is that why you're looking about? No one will harm you. In fact, I believe your emperor and I want the same thing.
I don't understand.
I am very tired, but I want more than rest. You see, I am already a legend. Already, they call me Alexander the Great. I lived unlike any man, and I shall die unlike any man. Oh, I was planning on framing my companion of the evening. Everybody likes a good murder, but this is a much better option.
I saw then, as ever, I was just a weapon. The only difference is that my task had switched allegiance. And as I gazed at Alexander's tent, what I saw there constricted my heart in envy. All around him were choices, signs of importance, a currency of power, a choice for decisions, a choice for food, a choice for listening. Choices are what made him great.
I will not last through the night.
Then you don't need me. I can wait you out, and I do not need to kill.
No. But you make all the difference.
How?
When this disease has its way, my bowels will spill out and stain this throne black and red with my own feces. I'll wear a death mask of constipation, hardly fitting for a legendary conqueror, dying in a puddle of his own effluence. But if you would only kiss me once, my death would be different. It would have dignity. It would be frozen the way I am now. Alas, still ugly as sin, but at least not covered in it. So, Poison Girl, you shall make me into myth and fuse me into legend.
I considered, if I did nothing, the Emperor of Hastinapur could celebrate his enemy's humiliating end. If I did something, Alexander could celebrate a death with dignity. And as for me, no matter what I did, I had no option but to return to the Hastinapur harem, my poison intact, my sari unbroken, and my deadliness tested. But what about a choice? A real one. Not the kind watered down to a word, but a glittering choice. The kind you could hold in your hand, the kind you could taste, the kind that could free you. The kind of choice that lined the walls of Alexander's grand tent. What will you give me in return?
A murderess that makes bargains. I didn't count on that.
My name is Sudha.
Vishakanyas don't have names.
I do.
Then what do you want? Sudha. Shall I make you my wife with my dying breath? Bequeath you an empire? Give you your weight in gold?
No. I do not want to belong to you or to govern an empire. I want a choice.
My mother was like that too. Full of bite. She always wanted things out of her reach.
Why shouldn't she? You have so many choices. You could spare some.
I did not deny you. Perhaps choices cannot be bought. Perhaps choices spring up when history makes way for them. Perhaps they will grow like legends upon dead conquerors. I have many, so many choices. But this one is most precious. It is from it's from a friend. He, we had 1,000 choices between us, but not the one that we wanted.
And I may have it?
It is yours, Sudha, in return for your services. Dear Sudha, will you make me into myth? Will you fuse me into legend?
Yes. The choice is now mine. Good night, Alexander.
Time to go back already? That was fast.
I'm not going back.
Silly girl. You don't have a choice.
I do now. See?
Is that a choice? A real one?
That's right.
What are you going to do with it?
Accept it.
Oh!
I took off my slippers and touched the grass with my toes. The ground around me became a black and acrid halo. I took one look at the charred ground before popping the choice into my mouth. It lolled flatly on my tongue before I swallowed. Honeysuckle, pomegranate, and pear. A magical crescendo. The red silk sari squealed in a paroxysm of confusion.
What are you doing? No!
It extinguished against me, lifted weight off my skin, plumping my cheeks, softening the unsettling black of my hair. When I touched the sari now, it felt dull. It was just an ordinary skein of silk.
Now what?
If I step out of this ring of dead grass, what next? I'm too old to be a girl, too independent to be a weapon. What will I be next? I can lift my arms and try to scrape a star off the sky. I can luxuriate in stillness, in silence, in silk. I could eat things other than poison. I could taste what's been denied. The monsoon rain, the soft violet of evening air, or even a kiss.
So, what will you do?
All that matters is that it does not matter. Whatever I do, it's my choice. I held my breath and stepped out of the circle.
Sudha?
Remember, Cassie, you always have a choice.
Right. Choice. Either to burn the book or get caught by this crazy cult that's after me. Great list of options.
Better than what I had.
She's back!
I stare at the flame, looking just beneath the spine of the dark tome. Then, I flick the lighter closed.
Do it, Cassie, now!
No, not yet!
Got her! Why didn't you do it?
I've lost too much of this stupid book to give it up now!
Don't hurt her, please.
Where's the fun in that?
Oh, we aren't going to hurt her. We're just going to feast on her soul.
You won't! Oh, but we will, dear Cassie. Good night.
Time's up for Cassie. She has made her choice not to destroy the Dark Tome, and now she and the magic book are in the hands of the sinister Parabellum agents. What fate does the world and the multiverse face now? We'll find out next time here on Undertow.
Al Capone, Bugsy Siegel, Maya Lansky, Lucky Luciano, Pretty Boy Floyd. What do these guys all have in common? That's right, they're all gangsters. Whether it's running hooch, drugs, or girls, they all had a piece of every business on every corner of every city. Well, every business except one. And that's where I come in. My name is Harry Dolowich, and I'm from New York City, and I'd like you to join me with the help of an incredible cast of actors like Richard Kind, Louis Black, Melanie Linsky, Bobby Cannavale, Michael Stuhlbarg, Justin Bartha, and many more, to tell the unbelievable true story of how I rose from nothing to something after taking over the one business that those gangsters were too blind to see. The chocolate syrup business. So, Make sure you tune those radios to Realm and slurp up the first 10 fizzy installments of how I, Harry Dolowich, became New York's King of the Egg Cream. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
The Vishakanya's Choice was written by Roshani Chokshi, adapted for audio by Fred Greenhalgh, produced by Fred Greenhalgh and William DeFries, story editor Kat Howard, featuring Lily Thorne as Cassie and Adatrika Day as Sudha. Additional voices by Shutapa Bukabate, Arpana Bhattacharya, Aparajita Da, Shudeepa Bhamik, Jonathan Woodward, Avi Zeev, William DeFries, Lisa Thithopoulos, and James Herrera. Dialogue editing by Fred Greenhalgh. Sound design by William DeFries. Dark Tome's original music is by Peter Van Riet. Special period music in this episode by Avi Zeev. Additional music by Mind's Eye Productions. Special thanks to the Stories of Mahabharata podcast. The Dark Tome was created by Fred Greenhalgh and William DeFries and is a Dagaz media production presented by Realm. Undertow is a production of Realm, hosted by Fred Greenhalgh, produced by Mary Azadolahi and Haley Wagreich, associate produced by Nicole Kreuter and Alexis Latshaw. Executive produced by Fred Greenhalgh, Molly Barton, and Marcy Wiseman. Undertow's theme, Dark Rumbling, is by Hubert Campbell. Cover art by Kendall Thomas. Find more shows like Undertow by following Realm at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or at realm.fm. Realm is your portal to another world. Listen away.